Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, Rovi, and MScribe. And today we're going to be talking about memes, dude.
I know.
What the hell?
Us.
We don't talk about
Us of all people, dude. It's pulled us in. What's that line from The Sopranos? It's like, just when I thought I was out, it's like they pulled me back,
right.
kid. Something like that. That's what happened, dude. The meme.
Well, if you're watching this, if you go back to our videos, we don't talk about memes. We don't talk about like these like useless, non-fundamentally sound projects just because it's just not interesting. But here we are talking about memes.
I feel like it is interesting though. Like
Well,
from like a sociology, maybe. I don't know, like a psychology, something.
Okay,
there's a vertical of interest here.
It is interesting in that
like human studies perspective. Yeah. Okay.
But is the token itself and like the sector like interesting? No, other than like the psychology of it. Okay, so now let's run through this. So first big meme on Bitcoin is dog. Right? If you're in ordinals, you know that this meme is being pushed heavily with all caps all day, every day.
Yeah, we did the ordinals takeover video a couple of days ago, and so we were at that time, dog was teetering on the edge of like a breakout, right? So it's like either it does or it doesn't. You know, squiggly lines go up and down.
Correct.
But so it's like it's a potential catalyst moment for runes. If it does, we'll probably have a trickle effect. People will start to kind of rush towards the space, right? Because I mean, if this meme is doing well, then why can't the 72,000 other ones also do well, right?
Yeah, so let's give it a few days, right? And all of a sudden it does break out and we reach all-time highs here.
Truly remarkable, dude. Yeah. Quite the energy, like.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
the energy input to do this is remarkable.
Yeah, so Leonidas was right, you know. So it's like this is time where he gets to have his little victory lap, right? Like remember whenever we were right about Bitmap and we got to have our little fucking victory laps?
For sure.
This is his time, dude. He's like, I told you, like all caps would work, dude.
Yeah, Leonidas was right. All caps. We're gonna like press the caps lock button from now on and just like break the key because that's how it works.
Correct. Yeah, and just like copy aposting like the same tweets like 50s to 60 to 100 times a day. It's gonna work, trust me. And here we are. This is evidence of it. Right?
That's right.
So,
congrats.
I mean, big deal because now like runes. Let's take a look. Feels like energy is like entering.
Yeah, let's watch this. This is quite entertaining here. So let's take a look at runes. Dog to the moon, the biggest one. Competition, RSIC. We got decentralized.
And keep in mind, runes is roughly like a month old, so it looks like a lot has been happening, but not really. It's been like mostly like the same 10 or so coins, kind of battling it out for market positioning. But the interesting thing to take note of is like dog go to moon. Actually like just completely dominate and take over. Right? Yeah. So this is it. So the rune space has declared its victor, right? This is the Trojan horse candidate. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting.
All right. So runes are dead though. That's what they say. Just like a few days ago.
That's been the sentiment, right? It's like Casey fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Stupid protocol, dude. Why would you do such a thing?
But these green candles that we're seeing were coming after like 80 to 90% downturns. Yeah. So after that happens, inevitably candles go green.
Yeah, I mean, it was a moment for the pre-runes market euphoria to kind of like dissipate, right? Runes deploy, we talked about it. It's like we've never seen a protocol deploy with this much hype and energy around that.
That's true.
Typically they deploy and then you have to organically build up your traction and proof of concept and hit a critical mass.
Yeah.
Runes came with all of that. So it's like, it's probably not going to like bode well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a proper, I guess, cool down phase. And
yeah, here's just a random example of a token, cats in the sats.
I think that's what it's called. Cats in the sats.
Went ham.
Absolutely ham, dude. So these are the charts that, you know, you degens out there are looking for, I'd imagine. Right?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you? It's like, that looks pretty fun. You know, only go up, those charts.
It does look entertaining, yes.
It looks very entertaining. So, I mean, what does all this mean? Is that, you know, meme season is probably on the horizon.
Yeah,
potentially.
And it starts with Mr. Yen, Japanese businessman.
That's it, dude. Let's just marvel in this. Like,
yeah, look at the effort here, guys.
Yeah. feel it, dude?
I'm vibing now, dude.
You feel
after this video, I'm all in.
You're all in?
Yeah.
That's probably the most prudent financial decision you've ever made in your entire life, dude.
Yeah,
all right, we get the point.
Yeah,
we get the point.
We get it.
He's
like on a rocket, dude.
They're taking this man to the moon, actually.
They literally are.
That's fucked up, dude. They're going to kill this guy. They're going to kill their own god.
He doesn't have a suit on, dude. I mean, not a real suit.
Fucking Japanese businessman. So, yeah, that's an example, right? It's like, okay, dog is on its way to the moon.
Correct.
Cats and sats also on their way.
Yeah, guess.
So, like, what is the scope and spectrum of, like, what comes next?
What else is on the way? Well, we got Caitlyn Jenner, Rich the Kid, Antonio Brown, and Iggy Azalea.
Yeah, so now we're kind of like peering. Is this happening anywhere else in crypto? Well, apparently it's happening everywhere else in crypto.
Yeah,
it's meme madness.
Yeah, and as soon as I saw this, as soon as you sent it to me, I was like, "There's no way that any of these people are like going to their computer on their MacBook Pros and like clicking on stuff and launching tokens. Like, there's just no way."
Yeah.
Right. So it's like there's got to be something else happening,
like a facilitator.
Like even like assuming that they have like the same management company, they're like, "Hey guys, memes are coming the thing. Let's just launch these tokens and let's just pump it."
It's like, remember that NFT thing a few years ago? Like all your pals in the Hollywood Hills, you know? You remember how they all had their own collection? And Tom Brady was over there like creating his own like NFT marketplace.
Yep.
Yeah, well, there's this new thing called Memecoins, right?
That's right.
It's basically the same thing. You actually have to do a lot less work and like, let's get to it. Right?
And then, but then here we go with a tweet from Iggy. It's like, let's get to work, mother. And then here she is, pumping the token.
That's it. So like that's the business development team is like literally we're gonna push the button.
It's like Iggy just create this video and then we're gonna send this tweet out and it's gonna moon.
And she's like, "Fuck yeah, dude, let's do it." But why though? Because I think, what's the motivation? You think like there has to be like they're holding a percentage. That's
they have to.
Otherwise, why do this, right?
Yeah, I think that there might not be legal recourse for a lot of these meme coins because I don't think Iggy launched this token. And so they hold nothing until they bought some, and now they're pumping it, and then that's it.
This feels very targeted towards me.
You should have bought some other, dude.
Doesn't this appeal to the wider humanity, TJ?
It feels very targeted towards me. I don't know.
I mean, the puppets are trying to achieve world peace. I feel like this is a more appropriate strategy.
Yeah.
This is like definitely world peace energy. But celeb coins, dude, they're going insane, I guess. But the now like the space is left with like an internal conundrum. Is like, do we like this?
Yeah. Yeah, do we support this, guys, or what are we doing?
So it's Hayden Adams, dude. Like, hopefully he has like some voice of reason here, right? He fucking pretty much set this DeFi in motion.
He did, and he's also being targeted by the SEC.
Right.
So is everyone else, right?
Correct.
And then he says celeb coins aren't automatically bad in concept; they're just being done badly.
Mm-hmm.
Who will be the first celeb to launch a coin, do something real and interesting with it, and not abandon it?
So to me, that's actually an interesting question because circle back 3 or so years ago when we were debating social tokens.
Yeah, Rally.io.
Rally.io. There was like the whale token. So people were like, they were launching tokens and trying to like create like community organization around these tokens. Like the whole platforms were being built. Yeah. They were getting tens of millions of dollars from VCs.
Yeah.
It seemed like social tokens were going to take over crypto, and then it just fell completely flat.
Yeah, as I called it, dude.
You did call it for sure. You're like, this is really stupid.
And I was like, I just couldn't see like a use case for it. Like, why would you spin up a mother token and then ask people to buy mother just to get it back to you for like tickets to her concert? Like, just give me dollars, dude. Just buy it with Bitcoin.
I don't know, dude. Like, don't you think these crypto tools, like, they do something to the mind, obviously. Like, right? So it's like if you can tap into that and create like an even more like diehard fan base.
Yeah, like, I mean, I totally get it. Like if Tom Brady launched a token when he was
my God.
When he was like his first year in the NFL, I can see buying his token and then all of a sudden being the greatest of all time.
That's cool.
Then you sell it, right?
Yeah, of course, or not.
You never sell Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, you die with the Tom Brady coin, dude.
Yeah,
the Brady token.
But I can see that being like a fun thing to do, right?
Oh, dude! If somebody built that platform, I would actually very much like that. Like the NFL should do that, where it's like
I think
every
so
time they recruit, what do they call that? The draft.
Yeah, you get
just issue. Everyone gets issued a new coin.
100%.
And like people get to join their.
But that's absolutely a security, isn't it? Because you're depending on somebody else's like efforts.
Well, they did, but like the athletes aren't actually like receiving any money potentially.
It's like an NFL thing, but that's definitely still a security.
I don't fucking know. But the point is, so you're already like engineering a use case.
Yes, but it's very specific. It's not just like random, like, let me just launch a token and.
Well, that's the point. Right now, that's what's happening. And so we're going to get to evidence to suggest why this is happening and why it's not producing anything of substance as a result. So what are we looking at here?
A bunch of people dressed as Memecoin costumes are beating up Black Jamie Dimon.
Yeah, so this is like, if you needed evidence that meme coins have gone completely like ballistic, and again, they do something to the human mind.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the links people are going to go to kind of like.
Yeah, this is wild, dude.
Yeah.
Like the amount of effort to pump a meme coin this is different. Typically you launch like a real crypto token and you smart contract this and use case that and like, security but not this, not meme coins. It's just put on a suit and go out there.
Correct. So the next one's even more like shocking. This is the point where like, it's getting like, like shocking.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
It says Solana dev who got burned up in a meme coin stunt is alive and wants another dare.
Yeah.
So despite suffering serious burns attempting to pump his dare token on Solana, he promises to return to the projects in a week's time.
Yeah. So again, the spectrum of lengths, I mean, people are probably going to be willing to go for just to pump a ticker on a screen, just to watch that squiggly line turn green.
Yeah.
Right? That candle.
Yeah, I mean, I guess work is work, right? Like usually a dev who launches a real token, like they're doing work, right? This is just a different form of work, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this guy is basically, he's like borderline on his deathbed.
Yeah, he's saying he's coming back strong.
Yeah, but for the sake of the token, I gotta put out this messaging, right? So the community doesn't lose faith.
So they don't dump on me before I dump on them.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is crazy, dude. This is actually, we've traversed into like some weird, crazy zone.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know how. I can't even like really wrap my head around it yet.
I mean, this is unlike anything we've seen.
Correct.
Which is why we're talking about it.
Yeah, which is why this might be like the biggest thing that's ever like proliferated from crypto, dude. Like the fact that it does this, like, wow.
I guess we don't have it here, but even Trump and Biden, everybody's talking about not memes, but crypto.
Correct. Yeah, we're going to go into the podcast that should be out in a couple of days. But yeah, so what are people saying?
All right, meme coins pumping are no longer indicators of local tops because meme coins are no longer the last rung of desirability as a sector. So what would be the last rung? If like it's not
this
memes.
Time around?
Yeah. It's like utility tokens.
Yes, utility is like, if you utter the word utility, you're a fraud.
Yeah.
You're a scammer. This is the shit.
Yeah.
It's completely flip-flopped.
Basically adapt or die.
Yeah.
All
okay,
right.
so this guy obviously is like, new paradigm?
Yeah, new paradigm.
New paradigm, yeah.
And then this guy says, look, I'm going to be the voice of reason here. Seems that a bunch of washed up celebrities come to crypto and their first order of business is launching their own shit coins. They're actually interested in crypto, people say. Sure. Surely no one paid them to do this, right?
Yeah.
Not like this is the perfect recipe for a Ponzi at all, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure this will help the perception of crypto, right, guys? And then so he says that he's been there for 11 years onboarding people to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana is not the same as onboarding them directly to low-effort scams.
Yeah. So this guy, he's shocked and appalled, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's afraid. And I find myself in the middle as of right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
what do you not know, though?
I don't know. Did you like
obviously you can
extrapolate pretty well, don't you?
You can get entertainment from meme coins. Fine.
No. But the thing that scares me is like how far this can go. Like it could be weaponized and like turned into actual destructive force potentially.
No, a
like
meme.
let's create riot coin, and like the whole motivation is like who could
who could riot the hardest?
Yeah, the people are out there flipping fucking everything and recording it, putting it on
I can see
TikTok.
That. Sure.
And like the more riots occurring in society, it's like number go up.
Yeah.
The closer we get to civilization's destruction,
I can see that.
The better this token performs.
I can see that. Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Okay. All right. I'm afraid too.
Okay.
I see what you mean now.
Okay. So in lieu of this, like how much power do these meme tokens actually have?
All right. So Pepe is now worth more than every single major NFT project across blockchains combined.
Yeah.
So we're looking at
fucking insane, actually.
Over 6 billion versus everything else.
Yeah. So again, it's like the pitch to these celebrities. Remember that NFT thing? Well, here's like one meme token. It like laps the whole fucking industry of NFTs. So I mean, you guys could do that. You guys can make the next Pepe. Don't you want to be like the founder of a $100 billion meme token?
Yeah.
Imagine what that's gonna do to your celebrity career. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, I guess the total market cap of memes is 66 billion. So this is not something to sleep on, like by any stretch. But what I'm saying is that it's completely random what gets to the top.
Well, according to Drake on Digital, shout out to Drake on Digital. It is actually
not random.
Not random. There is a good art to this. It's a real. Well, there's a formula.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you just if you just launch a meme coin, it's not going to do a 10,000x just by launching it, just pushing the launch button.
Yeah, you got
to have like a coordinated effort to do this.
You have to perform.
Yeah, and so if a token does perform, it is a result of that effort. Mm-hmm. And what Drake on Digital is explicitly saying is you need to look for those signals.
Correct.
And then, allocate your entertainment value.
Yeah, you determine how entertained you want to be, basically.
Yeah.
But there are people out there, they claim themselves experts. So these memes have been running for a while now. Like the whole Pepe began like a year ago, and ever since then, there's been like meme initiatives sprinkled throughout crypto. And so people have capitalized on that tremendously, and they understand this game that's being played.
Yeah.
So they're out there. There's playbooks out there. Obviously, we do not know the playbook at all.
Yeah, correct.
So if you're looking for that type of like
information,
it won't come from us.
To do a meme properly takes so much energy. Like,
dude, look at Leonette. I can't believe he hasn't lost his fucking mind yet. To be honest.
Know. He's got a superpower, dude.
He does have a superpower. Therefore, like, bullish. A dog.
Yeah, of course.
Very bullish.
Yeah.
So speaking of Leonidas, here's his platform, dude. He's actually wrapping like a monetization angle around all this. Now his platform, you can mint these things directly from his platform.
Yeah.
Smart lad, dude.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, look, we proved the market with dog. Shit owns, right?
Yeah.
Now come to our platform where, maybe you can catch the next one.
Yeah, maybe you can, own your own shit now and launch it.
Or deploy your own things and, he basically created the blueprint, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Create your ticker, AI generate your favorite animal.
Yeah, I'm surprised that on this list that we didn't talk about pump.fun.
I thought we did.
Well, let me bring it up.
Oh, well.
Real quick.
Damn it, now we're kind of all over the place. But no. I mean, who cares? It's memes. It's fine.
Memes are
all over the place, dude. It's supposed to feel like this.
Yeah, so we're checking out the genesis of a lot of the activity, at least in Solana, meme coins.
As of recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Like somebody has like really simplified, and typically this is what has to happen, right? For like real manias to kind of produce in crypto.
Yeah.
Some developer has to refine and like simplify all this technical shit into like the most simple of user interfaces, right? And this is basically what it is. It's just
I wouldn't call this simple, but like this is definitely attracting the eyeball. If I were to explain how to get somebody involved here.
Yeah, this is definitely like, I don't know. This is brain cancer. Like this is how you get it. If you spend too much time here, for sure, tumors will form. but that's by design, dude.
Yeah, and so anyway, I was looking into it. I was like, what is happening? So anyway, blah, blah, blah. With enough people buying on this bonding curve, it reaches a market cap of $69,000.
I remember that. Frentech.
Exactly.
Had those.
Yeah. And I wasn't like a big proponent of Frentech just because like tying your name to like a token I think is a bad idea. But nonetheless, the way the bonding curves work is that the price is on a curve. It doesn't go beyond this curve, right? And so the more people buy, the more the value goes up, as you would expect with any token, right?
Yeah.
But it's a very specific line that you can follow that as soon as it reaches some certain threshold, people just spam the sell button, and then everybody who bought before it gets wrecked.
Yeah.
And so there is, and they talk about like 10,000x potential here on their tweets. It's just literally impossible on a bonding curve.
Yeah.
You could do that when you launch a token, like a real token, not on a bonding curve. Yeah, that has 10,000x potential. We've seen it already.
Yeah.
Like those are real, not on a bonding curve. Those are impossible.
Yeah. So in other words, these are like pre-programmed like Ponzi.
Exactly.
Ponzi mechanisms. But it's still, again, it is like the cleanest form of like I guess deploying these tokens, right? Otherwise you're asking these users to like figure out liquidity pools.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's like you just abstract all that bullshit away for these users so they can just deploy ticker and like have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's as a result, mania ensues.
So so you said it perfectly earlier. It wasn't live or anything, but it was these are pre-programmed like Ponzi schemes that don't require liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like pre-programmed hot potatoes. Mm-hmm. And like what I think about is like, do people actually know that that's what they're getting themselves into? I don't think so.
Oh, well, they're finding out for sure, because a lot of these, like you're saying, they're programmed to just do one thing. It's pump and dumps, right? So
yeah,
inevitably you're gonna run into that experience firsthand, and you're gonna have to either like learn from it and like stay as far away from it, or you're just like, you know what, incorporate that into your
double down.
Yeah, that's your entertainment strategy moving forward.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, how many of these can I suffer and like still maintain a pathway of entertainment indefinitely?
Yeah, for a bonding curve type of token, the only strategy, the only one that matters is just getting in at the very beginning. At the very beginning, you're like the first 10 to buy this token.
Yeah.
And then you just wait like a few hours and then just dump it and then move on to the next one.
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. This is a real casino, dude. So this is what you guys wanted.
Yeah.
This is what's been built, and it's here front and center for everybody to kind of like jump into.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So hopefully you guys are not taking this as like we're endorsing any of this, because we're not. And, you know, there's schemes out there, right? The notorious scammer Sahil behind Jenner has been rugging projects for over 7 years. So there's a tweet thread of like his entire history, just like rugging everything that he's created with like multiple Twitter accounts, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's an article kind of explaining it deeper that even Caitlyn Jenner was working with this scammer, and the scammer dumped his tokens on Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, these celebrities, so they're being lured in with this pitch.
Yeah.
Again, like, you know, NFTs, but tokens.
And then I saw this video, dude. It's very short. Listen to this guy.
Yesterday, my page was hacked, and a coin was promoted on my page without my knowledge by Sahil. And today, I'm working with my team to make the craziest coin, the richest kid coin, to go to the moon. This guy pretty much made a pump and dump and dumped all the money to his account and blocked me. So you guys tune in for the new
Damn.
Coin.
So he got hacked.
Yeah.
Sahil promoted some other token, and he comes back and says, I recovered the account.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna launch my own token.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna dump on you guys.
Something like that. Yeah. It is weird, and
this is wild,
and
man.
it's happening more than once. So it's like fuck. I guess it was a scam, but you know, I don't know. I guess that means I could do it too potentially, or I don't know. This is like their first taste of crypto, and they're enjoying it.
Yeah,
it's like, you know what? I like this, even though everybody got fucked. It's like, let's just run it again. But
yeah,
you know, now I'm gonna prove to everyone that maybe there's like some actual remorse here. It's like, I'm sorry for the people that I got rugged. let me make it up. Let's run it again.
Let's run it again. I'll rug you this time, but
maybe like way like smoother, like in a much more elegant fashion, not like the way Sahil did it. So
right.
I don't know. It's
God
fucking
damn
insane.
it.
So this is it. This is our report. A report on Memecoin madness, dude. Because I mean, it sucked us in. We had to say something about this because I was thinking like this was like an
actual thing. Like,
well, it was gonna be like a dying narrative. Like,
oh, I see.
But it seems to just keep perpetually gaining more and more steam. So I mean, it's looking like it's going to be like one of the major like market narratives. And again, tune into the podcast because this is spilling into politics. Actually,
That's right. Yeah,
and that's a big deal.
I feel like there's some sort of legal support here, where launching these meme coins has no ramifications at all.
Yeah,
unless you hold like a huge percentage of it, like more than 3% or something like that.
Nobody knows. This is as great territory as it gets.
Yeah.
As long as they're not like doing public sales of these tokens, then
exactly,
it's like nothing really to worry about as of yet.
That's right.
Right. So,
all right. Yeah. So that's it for us. If we miss any meme coins that you think we should take a look at with fundamental value, let us know in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.